Hey guys, it's Luke at Gear Force USA. Wanted to roll out the new American-made 8,000-pound lifts from Triumph. We've been working on these for a long time. Today we have the XLT model, which is going to be better for those who are going to have their sports car all the way up to their half-ton pickup truck. Plenty of room underneath as well if you have a taller shop in that 12-foot range, so you can get a truck or SUV under and then put your other vehicle on top. Most people who have the footprint want to get the XLT because it's not a huge jump in price, but we also have the standard model, which is going to be a little smaller on the posts, down to 84 inches, a little less in width, and a little less in length. So this lift took us a long time to produce. It's going to be more than the imported lifts that we also have. It's going to be American quality. You're going to be supporting American manufacturing. That's taken us a long time to get back here into the US. Okay, when we're talking about sizing and capacity considerations, a lot of people look at the capacity first on the forward post. The forward post is going to be more about the dimensions because it's an 8,000-pound lift. You think you can put your 1-ton dually on there, it's not going to fit. It's not going to be long enough. It's not going to be wide enough. So up to the half-ton range is where you're going to be with the 8,000-pound. If you're going above that in that 3/4 ton, 1-ton range, you're going to look at our NOS 10 video, which will also be available to view on the website and on our YouTube channel. Okay, so just want to go through a few measurements here. The USA-made XLT is actually a little wider than the imported model. So you can see between the posts, you're about 102.5. I'm sitting on the cable on the other side, so you have about a 1/2 inch on the other side, but that's really wide. Like a new F-150, for example, I believe is around 97 from mirror to mirror. So you have plenty of room to put bigger SUVs and light duty trucks underneath and on top. Then this one, you have about 75 inches across, which is about 1 more inch than we have on the imported lifts. So for those, if you have just a newer sports car with the big wide tires, you're not going to have as much overhang, but you can see from the front here that you still have plenty of drive-on room. So even if you're coming in a little bit over, you have a big tire, you have a little bit of overhang that you can have, but this is still pretty wide at 75 inches across. So most of the time you're not going to see too much overhang. Now the length, we gave it the same length. So you have 180-inch runway, which is going to be plenty for up to your half-ton pickup trucks. You have plenty from front center tire to back center tire to get on here. You can see we're right at about 180. Now, once you get up to the 3/4 tons, that's where your wheelbase is going to be a bit long. And then your wheels are going to be standing up right against the post. So it's going to be much harder to access anything in this area with the post right next to you. So we're up at the full height of the XLT, which is about 78 inches under the runway. For example, I'm about 6'3", maybe. For your SUVs, trucks, most of them will be able to get under here pretty easily. A lot of width between here, obviously, so you don't have to worry about folding your mirrors in. And then we'll have our drip pans. You come standard with 3. If you want to get more, you can. But you can see this is going to protect anything from falling through. And then you also have your jack tray, which is, if you're not using this for bottle jacks, this is just going to act as another drip pan. Triumph, all the 4-post lifts come with aluminum ramps. They're much lighter than the steel ramps you're going to get with a lot of other lifts. You can take them off very easily. They're about 37 inches, so even when we'll show it down on the ground, any low profile cars are not gonna have trouble getting on here at all. All of the Triumph 4-post lifts are gonna come with your caster kit here. You just pin right through the back. Really easy to take off. Just take that out. Pull the pin out. And then just able to store these off wherever you have room to. They are pretty bulky though, but they have to be because it's carrying a lot of weight from that platform. Good to go. And then you'll see in part of the video, this platform is going to come down, put all of its weight on this caster. It's going to lift the posts up. And with one person on the 8,000 pounds, it's really easy to move around. You'll see the demonstration of that. On the 1011s, it gets much heavier, so better to have 2 people if you're trying to move it straight. You can still do one side at a time. But this 8K, you can twirl it around really easily. So what a lot of people like to do is move it out of their garage in the summer if you want to wash the undercarriage of the vehicle. There's a lot of uses being able to move it around. Now you can still anchor it down. We have the anchor holes, but 90% of the time, people are gonna leave this freestanding and it works terrific. The difference on the runways compared to the 8s is this is 4-time rolled steel. So it's going to enhance the strength and durability of this runway a bit more than you're gonna see from our imported models, and a lot more from the ones that you're gonna see that are really low price tag. That's the type of strength that they're substituting out to make the lifts cheaper. So we're not doing that with this lift. You are paying more for it, but it's much more strength and durability with the 4-rolled steel runways. Okay, and then real quick on the power unit, there's just a 110 power unit. You can see just a 3-prong plug-in. Real easy, connect it to 10 gauge extension, and it's good to go. So it's already at the top lock there. And then all you're gonna do, come over here, once you get it off the top lock, and we're gonna pull that in. So what that does, all these rods wrap around the column. So when we push this down, there's a single point lock release. So all the locks are gonna come down, disengage, and then I'll bring it back up to the top. All right, real quick, just want to give you an idea of the power side runway and the non-power side runway. Okay, so you can see under the power side runway, there's all the actions happening. You have your lock rod right here, which is twisting. When you pull this down, you have your cables, your pulleys, cylinder, all running under this power side. So this one cannot move in and out. Then you'll see this end, there's just a piece of steel, essentially. It's connected on both sides, the bolts to the end here. So if you do need a little more room, on our bigger models like the NSS 11, that's super wide, we actually give it 2 width settings, just in case you put a dually on there and need to move it out. This one's not big enough for a truck that size, but if you have a lift kit, you want to move it out a few more inches so you don't have as much overhang, you can push this one out a little more, re-drill your holes. Now, this is American steel, American cables. Everything on this lift is made in the US, put together here in Fort Worth, Texas. We've been trying to find an American-made lift, have the American-made quality. It's been very hard to find for a long time. Now we do have the option for you. This is American steel, welded here in Texas by American workers, and it's been very hard to bring back. So if you want to help support American manufacturing, this is the lift you want to look at first for your home shop if you're already looking at an 8,000 pound lift. Now you can find plenty of super cheap models online that are going to be imported, but if you want to get the American quality, with American people backing it, it is going to be this lift. It's very hard to find people to hold accountable once you buy those cheaper lifts because they're not here in the US. All of the components of this lift, all of the engineering is done here in the US.